Well, I'm out of my workshop. It's the wood shop, it will be called from now on. Molly Dolly made sure to let me know that it's quite confusing when I do not distinguish between wood workshop tent and workshop camper. So, just for you, this is now called the wood shop. Now I know the comments are going to be rolling after that one. So I'm just taking some pallets. I've done no cutting, and I measured and I like the looks of it, and I've got a pallet over there. These are from the small engine shop. This is all free wood that I got from the small engine shop. And I'm just going to screw these together. Ah, it missed. Funny. So I'm just screwing these together. That's in there, I think. And they're going to hold all my construction materials, all my wood for building materials. That went absolutely underneath that board. I got to undo that. So there's a bit of a problem because the ground is uneven. So I've got to raise that corner up. In order for this to work. Okay. It's going to be large, but I've got a lot of wood, and in the future, who knows what construction materials I'll bring home again. What projects I may have. Now to hold this up, and it's almost perfectly level, amazingly, I tie this to the tent post here. And actually, I want to have this firmly secured. I'm going to take rope. I'm going to secure this bottom runner, the frame of the tent, to these pallets in various places so that this tent can never take off like a parachute, which it tries to do without being weighted down. So I will prevent that. And the same on the other side. The plastic shelving will be attached to the tent frame itself for strength, support for the tent. Pretty solid. Now the tricky part is going to be attaching this one to this one and then the top. So I've got to measure board. I think the best is to measure board that'll fit the top first. It is, I don't know if you can see my pants are getting sopping wet right here. My shirt's starting to get wet. It's so hot. It's so hot and humid again. This week has been the worst week of this entire year. It's 80-90% humidity out and 90 degrees already, and the temperature is rising. So it's hot. Now, I'm going to have storage on top of this as well, so I'll have a whole mess of boards going across the top. And then I can store more wood up there. This is going to be a heavy duty shelving unit with a lot of weight on it. Some old scrap wood I have from an old bed. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing over here. So I'm going to cut a piece of wood, a couple pieces of wood to fit the top of these when I bring them together. Hopefully that'll work. Everything's sticking together on here. It's going to be interesting. Oh. I'm hoping to make this stand up somehow. I just have to screw it on. Fun. Good, that'll work. I just wanted to make sure that that's not going to hang out if I screw that in place right now where it is. I don't want this to hang out on me. Get in my way, catch an eye on that. That would not be fun. Okay, now, tricky part. Of course, that pokes on there. I might have to cut that off later. That pokes on the edge of the tent a little. I don't like that. Oh, that's why. It's leaning. How am I going to do this with one person? Oh boy. I think I'll have to mark it. It doesn't have to be perfect, just good. Actually, I might be able to just do it now. I know I should have my tool belt on. I gotta go grab it if I'm going to be doing this. that is going to be a big wood shelf. Very big. Now, I've got to put some more of them up there on top. You see what I got going on here. It's not, the one is a little bit higher than the other, but seriously, it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to cut it. And the ground is uneven, but again, that doesn't matter. This is just going to hold a whole mess of wood and keep it off the ground and keep it neatly in place. And then here, I've still got plenty of room to walk back and forth to the shelving, which is just my tool shelving. So it's going to be good. And then I might even tie ropes from that top bar up there down to that pallet. So I'll have, there's no way this tent will ever fly again and try to parachute on me ever again. This is going to do it. I'm just going to have to put a lot of good strength up across there to keep that from sagging. So might even run a couple 2x6s or 2x4s this way on top of that to stop sagging in the middle. Or somehow, I'll figure it out. But eventually I might reinforce that, because that top is going to be storage as well for smaller boards and stuff. It's going to be really, really useful here. And then there's going to be a big gap here, so I can pull boards out of there, and then I'll have a smaller storage shelf here with a board standing upright, so 4x8. So I'll have about a 6-foot space in between the two sets of shelving, so I can walk back and forth in between and pry boards out as needed. So it'll make it easier. I'm going to put cross bracing on this. I think that's fine. There. I want to cross brace this. It doesn't have to be pretty, just functional. More rigid now. And just because I got a piece of wood here, I want to make it strong. It's probably overkill, but I'm going to put this here. I'm not even taking the nails out of the original board. I'm just going to stick it on there. Doesn't matter. It's just going to be a piece of cross bracing for me here. Support this thing. There we go. There and there. That'll stop any back and forth flex. Give this serious strength, because I'm going to have a lot of weight on top of that in the future. I'm going to have a whole lot of weight up on there. I already know that. Yeah, that's gonna be strong. Now, I've got some boards sitting up here. I've got to cut them, and then I'll put them on permanently. And then later I'll put some more up in the front section as needed. I've got myself a pretty rigid wood storage unit. Now it'll be time for a break because it's hot and humid in this tent, worse than outdoors. So I'm going to finish that section and then that'll be it for right now. Well, there it is. A pallet wood pallet. Okay. Anyway, there it is. There's my pallet wood storage rack. Now, the big question is if I can actually use it, get in and out of there, get some wood in there, store it in there, and get the wood out without any trouble. I've got a whole mess of lumber that's going to go on top. Problem is it's only 6 foot. So they're going to want to hang off 2 foot off the edge because that's 8 footers. So at least I'll get them out of the way for now though, and up off the ground and keep them somewhat supported. And I'll do that right now. I guess you can watch me do that. Put my first boards up on there on my new rack. So these will be very useful in my tiny house on wheels later on. See, it's going to hang out some, but I figured on that. They're going to hang off a little, the 8 footers, but some of these are warped. If you remember, some of these I got on deep discount anyway. That one's really warped in a bad way, but at least it's better than laying around wherever randomly, and they'll be up in the air, so they'll be drier. I think it's better. So I'm going to have a serious workshop here pretty soon. I think it's going to work. I can actually go back, extend back beyond there a little ways, but I don't want to go too far because I don't want them to ever hit the back of that tent wall and put any wear on it and rip it. So, break time. I've got to rehydrate and cool off a bit and then start moving that wood in here, see how much will fit. So that's it for right now, everybody. See you later.